So a lot of okay, we figured out a lot about his backstory here. His wife left him because of all the shenanigans that was happening during his early days. Whoa. During Ness's early day or earlier days in the police force with Al Capone, killing his friends, buying his other friends. So that's why he said he hadn't hugged a woman he loved in a long time. So that's why he kind of mentioned that, as well as helping Al Capone of all things. Like it's weird, man. The story is very weird, but I'm very, very intrigued because it just keeps grabbing me.
Jungle.
Whoa.
Where not even the rats are safe.
Dude, this is cool.
Those who swore to protect us fight to steal the last scraps of dignity we have left. And those who should judge them prefer to squabble over their prey.
I think that's the font I use. At least it looks similar.
But it wasn't always like this. The
What?
Santa Esperanza I was born in was a clean town. A place where it meant something to be a cop.
Whoa, what in the world? Dude, this is weird. Is he like hallucinating or something? What in the world, dude?
He took everything I had, but in the end I sent him to hell. Rebuilt my life, got my feet back on the ground. But now he's back, and he's dragged me in.
That was really cool. I like that. Very cinematic. This too. Oh, man. And that's one thing this game's doing very, very well. Is it's playing at 60 FPS, but it's cinematic at the same time. And if there's one thing that any of these kind of cop drama type of things have taught me, don't go for the whiskey. Go for the juice. The whiskey will never help you in the end. Just gonna be there to hinder your abilities later on. So, go for the juice.
Ness.
Eliot, I found Carlo Boccarini.
I knew you would, Alice.
Write this down. 31 Wicker Avenue in Lakeview.
Thanks. Nice work.
Eliot, what do you want with him? He's got a hell of a file.
Right now, it's better you don't know, Alice.
What, are you protecting me?
I promised your father that I would.
I'm a cop, not a little girl.
Alice, I don't have much time. I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks.
Maybe I should have told her.
Tomorrow's going to be a long, long day.
Maybe I should have told her. Maybe we trust her, so I don't know. Maybe it's better off not telling her right now, though, because she is just a rookie after all.
31 Wicker Avenue. This is it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
At last. That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
You worked as a waiter?
I was a chef, and not in any old kitchen. At the maximum security penitentiary on Gore Island. Can't think of a better way to do time. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf?
Alphonse.
On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what.
Alphonse?
So what now? You got a plan?
Take a look around, in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
My pleasure.
I still recognize these voice actors. Why do I recognize them? These two guys here. Ness and Milton there. I like that he got hung up on Alphonse. That's funny, man.
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza.
Yeah, no kidding. She'd be like, yeah, I'm a criminal. I live here. What of it? Okay, it shows he didn't really care about his house much.
Someone took out sections of the fence. Odd.
Oh, look at that. Someone did that? What? What in the world? Okay. Hey, Travelocity Nobe, what's up, dude?
Interesting taste. Been centuries since a gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well.
You don't say. Okay, well, let's check the front door. Well, first... Well, hang on. Is there anything over here? No. First, let's, check the doorbell. Doorbell.
The bell doesn't work. I guess Boccarini doesn't get many visitors.
Guess not.
Boccarini? Carlo Boccarini?
Nothing of interest out back. Sorry. You better come see this, Mr. Ness.
What is it?
I don't know how to describe it.
What was that? What in the world, dude? What was that? Was that a pig? What was that thing? Oh.
Is that our man?
Boccarini.
My God.
We have to find out who did this and why. Let's go.
You're the detective, Mr. Ness. Besides, Alfonso will want to see this. I'll be right back.
All right. I have to establish how Boccarini died. Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
Dude, what the fuck? This is gross. Gives me chills. What the world do they...
Christ, what the hell are we up against?
What do they do to this dude?
His eyes were pulled clean out of their sockets. Whoever did this, it wasn't their first time. And if they committed any other murders like this, it's likely that the police found some of the bodies. I must remember to ask Alice.
Did they rip out his tongue too?
His teeth were all pulled out before he was killed.
Okay, okay.
The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
Gross, dude. Like sometimes, you know, like most of the time I'm not bothered by graphic things within games, but this is pretty gnarly. Like, this is pretty bad.
Pity he won't last till Christmas, because he'd almost pass for a tree.
Oh,
no
gross.
Took his time.
Oh, gross, dude. That's nasty, man. Oh, of course, no hand too. Okay, yeah, sure.
This isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands were ripped off. Who has that kind of strength?
What in the world? Is that a bottle in his back? What in the world?
What's he got stuck in there? Looks like the bottom of a glass. It's Boccarini, no doubt about that. Although the one I remember was more together.
Of course he was more together. He wasn't a big bloody Christmas tree. What's this?
Takes a strong man to tear that out. Or several.
No kidding. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, look at all the blood. Yeah, just having some fun in here, you know. Who's in here? Hello?
Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the two of us when Milton gets back.
Ah, we might be able to pop it open. Okay. Oh, well, I found the eyeball scooper. It's a spoon, you know. Cause it's a spoon. And the last time I saw any kind of spoon referenced in any kind of extreme capacity was in Tales from the Borderlands, where our main characters ripped out the eyeball of a guy who was still alive. They didn't know he was alive. He was like in a sleep paralysis kind of thing. And, yeah, they popped that sucker right out. Well, both of them, actually. Kind of goofed up the first one. Kind of squished it. Ugh. Gross, man. This is a little bit darker than that, though.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid.
That's eye goop. That is what we call, in the industry, eye goop. Now let's look in here. Ah, I found his hands. There's his hands.
Oh, shit. I should have stayed in my diner.
No kidding, dude. Oh, no! No! Come on. Really? Jeez. Oh. Oh. Oh, gross. This squeaking, nasty, crackly sounds. Squishy. Ugh. Okay, last one. Better have something good. His eyeballs in there? Your eyeballs in there, sir? Oh, no. There's his, I saw it. There's his teeth.
Are these teeth from the body? Well, at least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
Yeah, you know, just to put them in his hands. Because, why not?
What is that?
It's weird.
Looks like a ritual. What was Boccherini mixed up in?
A ritual? Ah, maybe. Because that those hands and, like, teeth formation thing kind of looks like a... either praying, like you can't really see it right now. Like, here, I'll move my fingers in emphasis. Holding his hands together like that and praying, and like some kind of weird ceremonial statue thing. And then the hand, the teeth inside it emphasize something, and then the symbol means something else. But whoever did this was a pretty sick person. Pretty being like a very light word, not overly emphasized at all. Hey, a car. Ooh. Hey, at least Boccherini's got a nice ride.
This car looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house? The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
Okay. Whoa, why is the garage door dented in? Did whoever ripped off Boccherini's hands and stacked him up like a Christmas tree dent in the garage too? Ah, plates. What are his plates?
Plates.
Okay. Vermont. That's a decent drive. It's a pretty decent drive. And license and well, I guess registration might be in here. Let's check the glove box.
Let's take a look in the glove compartment.
Yep. Copping 101. Was registration actually required back in the day? I mean, I'm sure for the most part it probably was, but like, I mean, do you need it like it is today? Where it needs to constantly be there, or would there be reason where registration wouldn't be there for the car? Kind of curious about that. Oh, it's a cigarette case. I was sitting there looking at it, I was like, what is this thing?
OB. One of the Boccherini clan?
Okay, well that makes sense. Wait, what's this board thing? Hang on. Car. So do we put pictures that are related to the title? Or to the card thing?
A car
So car.
with Vermont plates.
Yeah, okay, cool. I like that. This is kind of a mix between this right here. It reminds me of two games I've done Let's Take a Crack Ats for. Most detective games. One was Murdered Soul Suspect, which I did relatively recently, which had a very similar detective style thing to this, as well as L.A. Noire, which we played quite a while ago. I mean, it was probably coming up on 6 months ago we played it now. 4 months maybe. But yeah, the whole walking around, looking at things, picking things up, twisting them, that reminds me of LA Noire quite a bit. So that's kind of cool, kind of mixing the two of them together. Because this whole web thing, oh sorry, bumped the mic. This whole web thing of connecting things together, I really like this. This is a pretty cool way to do things.
On a cigarette case.
So, yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
1, it has Vermont plates. 2, it's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing. 3, the initials on the cigarette case don't match his name. The next possibility that needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen. There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house.
Okay, so obviously we don't have anything yet.
What looks like the
No, stop. Okay, what about mutilation? We have... obviously have stuff for mutilation, so...
Boccarini's teeth were all pulled out.
Yeah. And then his hands, I'm guessing that's going to be?
Tore Boccarini's hands off.
Okay.
Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle. Boccarini's eyes still haven't shown up. What if I look for whatever was used to remove them?
And we found just that.
A teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of sticky liquid.
Again, it's eye goop.
The mixture of sticky liquid and blood can only mean one thing. The spoon was used to remove Boccarini's eyes. The mutilations and the disappearance of his eyes suggest 2 possible motives. Psychopathy or cultist fanaticism. Which is it?
Okay, so cult thing here. Both of these things, yeah. So let's pop this thing.
Symbol drawn in blood.
There we go, cool.
A sick altar of human flesh.
Ugh.
Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion. The big question is, who did it?
Who done it? Okay, so we don't have anything about the guest yet, so let's go look around. Because we still have not yet gone upstairs. Oh, the wall in the way. We haven't gone upstairs yet, or to the living room. So let's just kind of follow the trail of blood here. First, can we go upstairs? Nope. Okay. Oh god, this is, you know, I'm not really bothered by violence and gore in games and movies and things all that much. But like, this is like this is pretty substantial. Like this is a lot. You know what? It just dawned on me. I think those things he has stuck through him, I think that's his fence. The fence in front of his house. I think the dude killed him and stuck him up with the bars outside the front of Boccarini's house. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh god, dude, that's gnarly. No, thank you. No, thank you.
The blood comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall.
Okay. Broken table. Look at that, right there. That little circle thing. Guarantee you that is how he got the glass in his back. He had to have been picked up and thrown into the table. That has to be it. That has to be it. Okay, hang on. So, look at the table first. Oh, I guess this thing first.
Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy. Or maybe it was thrown extremely hard.
Or maybe in Boccarini's case, it was kind of a little bit of both. There we go.
A perfectly circular dint. As if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt. Around 4 inches in diameter.
Or a big giant cup off a fat dude's back. That too. Cup, glass, whatever.
Fingernails scratched the wood. Blood ran like water.
Okay, a lot of stuff there that makes my stomach churn. Ugh.
Did it break during the struggle, or was it already broken?
I would probably say during the struggle. Call it a hunch.
What kind of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? or fastens the strap again after taking it off.
One that got his hand ripped off.
Blood. Blood everywhere.
This dude was wearing it, got his hand ripped off. Don't think it was very intentional. What is this? Bottle of Jack.
This was opened recently.
Take this for evidence. Broken glass.
Smells of whiskey.
Okay. So Boccherini has a cup or a glass in his back, and there's another glass here. So that's a little bit more evidence of leaning towards someone else was here. Glass on the inside. Someone broke in
Glass
from
on
the
floor
outside.
indicates the window was broken from outside.
Yep. Okay. And what's that under here? What is this? Whoa, a gun. Cool.
There's something under there. How'd it wind up under there?
Okay, so pretty generic-y looking gun. Revolver.
Not one round fired. It must have happened fast.
Wow, okay. That's kind of weird. What about in here? What's this? Why is it missing a knife?
One knife's missing. The biggest one.
Yo, the butcher's knife. Gotta find that. That's the last thing you want is a rogue butcher's knife.
It's shut from the inside. It opens onto the same room as the jammed door in the corridor.
Ah, so this door is not... So this door and the door in the hallway, they lead to the same room. So someone has to be locked in there. Someone has to be locked in there. So it has to be the witness, right? The other guy that was with him. Because... What are those nuts? What is that?
What is it with Italians and olives? They lap those things up like caviar.
That's not mean at all. Okay, so here's a plate.
Like a true bachelor, he should have put these into soak.
Hey.
Of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage, I don't think Boccherini's too worried about that.
You know, I can confess that I've done that plenty of time. Never let it sit out like that, but finished a plate and instead of like putting it in the dishwasher or washing it or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, I just don't feel like doing that right now. So I'll pour some liquid dish detergent or dish soap on top of it and just put it in the sink and be like, I'm good for now. We're good.
4 glasses. 2 of water, 2 of wine.
So someone was definitely here.
I've always been a whiskey man, but I know a good wine when I see one.
Is that pie? What is that?
Leftover lasagna.
Ah.
And it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them and cooking. The plates and the glasses leave no room for doubt. Boccherini had company for dinner.
That is true. Okay, so if we go back to the board, we can figure this out. Okay, assault. Whoa, hang on. Which branch do it? Yeah, assault. I want to track this one. Okay, so we got the broken window that has to be something.
Pieces of glass from the window in the hall, found inside the house.
Yep, there we go. The broken glass indicates a struggle.
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
No, really? Okay. Well, what about the gun
A
then?
pistol, fully loaded.
Okay, well that makes sense. And then the cup in his back?
What looks like the bottom of a broken
glass
buried in Boccherini's back.
No. Well, what about the bottle of Jack?
An open bottle of whiskey.
Why is that?
I'd say Boccherini was drinking in the dining room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin?
Okay, I see. Well... Well, obviously, at the table here.
A broken table, scratched and covered in blood.
And then we have the blood here.
Pools of blood, one on either side of the dining room table.
as well as where his hands got ripped off.
Blood-stained wristwatch with the glass broken and the strap fastened. The bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table itself. That was where his hands were torn off. As a result, his wristwatch fell to the ground. How did the body reach its current position?
It got drag. Drag? It got drugged. There we go. And what would be the last one? The broken glass indicating more of a struggle?
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
No. Well, the jammed doors don't make any sense, and this doesn't make any sense, so it has to be the ceiling fan.
The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs.
Okay.
Boccherini,
sure.
already minus hands, was dragged into the hall, where the murderer used the brackets of the lamp to complete his macabre diorama.
Okay, so we got that. Now about the guest. The guest was obviously here because of the food.
Dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner for two.
Yes.
The dirty dishes and glasses prove that Boccherini ate lasagna with one other person. Was Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up?
Oh, yeah, they were.
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
And then his in his back.
What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccherini's back.
Yeah, knew
It
it.
seems clear that Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness?
He has to be in the room. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Take them, or are they still in the house?
They are definitely in the house. They are
The door
in
the
this
corridor
room.
jammed shut. It opened a door in the kitchen.
There we go.
Locked from the
Boom.
inside. One locked door could be a coincidence, but two locked doors which open onto the same room can't be. Either I'm completely wrong, or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
Mr. Ness, can you open the door for me?
It was open. Why did you ring?
I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you.
When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work.
Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working. So, what can you tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective?
What is that?
Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this.
All right. Follow me. Boccherini had company for dinner. Someone from Vermont with the initials OB. Someone whose social status was a lot higher, but who was on the same side of the law. He served lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back. He span around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands. I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one. Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes.
You're telling me that someone did all this armed with a teaspoon?
More or less.
And you worked all this out on your own-some, just by looking.
More or less.
I don't know which of the two of you scares me more. Wait a second. What about the guest?
Right. Come with me.
And now I see that this shot